Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about a new story. We are going to read a new story that is present in your main textbook Beehive for class 9. This story is written by the famous writer Isaac Asimov. Now who is Isaac Asimov? Isaac Asimov was an American writer and professor of biochemistry at Boston University. He was known for his works of science fiction and popular science. If you might have heard of it, you will know that most of his fictional books are related to science or moves around the world of science. He was born on 2nd January 1920 in Russia, almost 100 years back, and he died on 6th April 1992 in New York, United States. Let's see some of the books that he has written. The Caves of Steel, Robot, Robot's Empire. So, what is the story about? The title is The Fun They Had. Now, when the word comes to your mind, fun, what do you think about? You must be thinking about your time in school, the time you spent with your friends, you laugh together, isn't it? So, for whatever reasons you might miss school, you will agree that school is a place which you love and miss most of the times. Right now, we are in a situation where we are missing school, isn't it? This chapter, The Fun They Had, is set in the future, which means it is telling a story that is imagined to happen in future. To be more accurate or specific, the story is set in the year 2175, which is almost 130 to 140 years ahead of us. That means we are the past year and the story is the future. So the main characters in this story are Margie and Tommy. Now, who is Margie? Margie is a young girl. She is an 11-year-old girl who is very curious and she loves to write down her observations in a diary. The other character is Tommy, a 13-year-old boy. Now, in the very beginning of the story, we see that Margie is writing something in her diary, and the date that is given in the diary is 17th May 2175. So, the line that is written in the diary is, "Today, Tommy found a real book." You can imagine how excited she is, how amazed she is when she notices that Tommy has found a real book, which is made of papers where words are printed together. And when they look closely at the book, they find that it is yellow in color, that it is crinkly. Crinkly means where the pages are crushed and folded. Because it has passed through so many years, it might be very old, it might be crushed or folded many times, like your own books, which you might have already studied. So, before this, both had never seen a real book. They were used to reading on the screen, and it felt strange to them and funny to them, almost because it was something that they could not believe in. Margie remembered that once her grandfather had told her that when they were young, when he was a little boy, all the stories, all the books that they read were printed in paper. So, for the first time after seeing this book, she started remembering what her grandfather had told her. Now, Margie wanted to know what the book was all about, and Tommy found out that the book was about school. So, she was told by Tommy that the book is all about school. But Margie was upset. when she heard that the book was about school. She did not understand what was so interesting about a school that had to be written in a book. And this reminded her about her mechanical teacher, about her teacher who taught her regularly. Who is this mechanical teacher? The mechanical teacher is a huge screen which is ugly, which is black, and it keeps on giving lessons to Margie all the time. So, once what happened was she was not doing well in her geography lessons. She was not doing well in the geography test given by the teacher. And her mother was really worried. She was very worried that Margie was not able to understand, or maybe there was something wrong with the teacher. So she soon called the county inspector. Now, who is a county inspector? The county inspector is a person who decides whether the mechanical teacher is working properly or not. So the county teacher was called and he checked the mechanical teacher. And when he checked the mechanical teacher, he found out that the geography lessons that were already inserted, that were already present in the machine, were of a higher level, were for a higher grade of students. So he corrected it and he told them that he has corrected the machine and that now it has been adjusted to a 10-year-old average level. Though the mother was now relaxed, she was relieved, Margie was not at all hopeful. She was not at all happy because she was secretly hoping that the mechanical teacher would not be there and it would be taken away for 1 month, like that of Tommy's. Tommy's mechanical teacher was taken away for almost a month because all the history chapters that were to be taught were erased from the machine. Somehow, because of some mechanical default, the history chapters were not at all present there. But her secret wish was not fulfilled. The machine was corrected by the county inspector in no time. Now again, let's go back to the moment where Tommy and Margie are talking about the school. So Margie then asks Tommy, what is so special about the school? And Tommy, almost in a superior manner, as if he knows more than Margie, tells her that it was not a school like the one where they were learning. It was a school where all the teachers were human beings, where every teacher was a man, a human being. And Margie was surprised. She asked whether a human being could know everything. And Tommy said, yes, of course. His father also knew as much as a machine. And Margie said that maybe that is true. Next, Tommy said that in such a time when their grandfather used to study, the school was a specific building, a special building. It was not a teacher that would go to everyone's house and teach. Instead, the kids would go there. The children would go to that specific building, to the special place. They would learn together. Children are divided according to their age and they were made to learn new things. So Margie was quite surprised by that as well. So as they were going to know more about it, suddenly Margie's mother called and told her that it was time for her classes. So Margie had no other option but to leave for her classes. Now, where was this class? Where was this school of Margie located? Her school was itself in her bedroom, by her bedside. It was a huge screen, and the mechanical teacher would dictate the lesson, would tell the lesson, and give her some test papers to work on. So that day, her class was about addition. It was of arithmetic, and she had to do the arithmetic class. Now, Margie's mother was very strict regarding her education, regarding her classes. She thought that little girls, if they studied at a particular time, it could be very helpful for them. So, every day, except for Saturdays and Sundays, Margie had classes at the same time. Now, while Margie was being taught by this mechanical teacher, her mind was diverting. She was thinking about something else. What did she think about? She started thinking about what would be it like to be in the school where her grandfather used to learn. The students would go together, they would learn together, they would share so many things with them, with each other. They would share their homework, they would help each other, they would have fun, and again they would go back home by the end of the day. So this reminds her of the fun they had, of the fun that her grandfather and his friends used to have. And that is how the story ends. So, this story, in a way, tells us about the fun that actually we all are having, that actually you all are having now at this time. You're going to school, you're having fun, you're meeting so many friends, you're making new friends, and that is the life that Margie is actually imagining in the future. So, now let's look at some of the new words or the new terms that you will find while going through the chapter. If you read the chapter, if you read the story thoroughly, you will find that there are new words, and you can not only use it while writing your answers, but your stock of words will also increase. So I will request you to note down these words in your notebook. Next, there are some questions that I have put here. It is divided into two parts. There are 3 questions, each of 8 marks, and 5 questions, each of 2 marks. So for the 8 marks questions, I would suggest that you write the answers in 100 to 150 words, and for the 2 marks question, you may write your answers in 30 to 40 words. So I hope you have understood the story, you have understood the lesson. Thank you.